So I saw the chat decided to run away without me. So I went ahead and started with just a couple minutes. Yes, everything looks terrifying, but that's just the way that this is. Um, Hi you two. I saw that. Hi Andrew. Hello Kazu. Hopefully others will stop by. I know there's been a little bit of curiosity about what exactly I do on here. I've ran Lamplight for, you know what, let's just say it's been around for a long time. You know, it's been around for a long time. Um, oh, good. Well, I hope this relaxes and helps you out a little bit. My current avatar is, I just absolutely fell in love with her. This is called the Lucy doll. And this is what I've been rocking. Isn't she cute? I mean, probably terrifying for some people. But I think she's a bit of a sleeper hit. I had stumbled onto this avatar, and first of all, she's teeny tiny. She really is the size of a doll. Like a Rosen Maiden doll. Second Life, they are celebrating their 20th birthday, which I think is pretty exciting, actually. I joined at about their second or third year mark. So this is my workspace, which is actually a dance studio, which I thought was kind of a neat touch. I eventually want to put a little piano over in the corner, and actually add a mirrored, actually put in the reflection on the wall and put in a bar and that kind of thing. So that's carbon aging. We're not talking about it. I will show you guys my photo studio too. And I will show you Lamplight proper here in a second. Here's one of them. The new photo studio is inspired by the cover to Borderline by Tame Impala, which is, I've fallen in love with him. I just love the music. So here's one of them. And then this one I just thought was incredible. And this is the other one. So these are the two photo studios I'm using currently. And I'll even go through the process of how I make some pictures and do that too. I know, isn't this neat? I thought this might be the best way to kind of go about it, because there is also, you have to go kind of back and forth. You can view your progress in real time on Second Life. So if I make a bunch of changes, say on her makeup, they will show. If I make it a change in Psy and save it, it'll show up in world. Which is what we're mostly going to be doing today, but I'm not against exploring or doing something else. So that's what that's all about. I put her in this cute summery outfit. So just to actually show my sim, it's the weirdest shape in the world. It's this L shape, and I do build areas. It's something I used to do as well. I used to do decorating services. I stopped doing that as well, and I used to take commissions too, which I also stopped doing. But my little claim to fame is, a very long time ago, I used to show up in little blogs and things like that. So Lamplight's been around for a minute, and if you Google it, it will show up. Which is something I'm kind of proud of. Hand on the hip? Let me see if I have one. I have enough animations to cause a problem. What about my hand on the keyboard? Oh, yeah. Isn't it neat? I think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's cool, and it actually responds to whatever I'm doing on here. Isn't that amazing? I love this. I absolutely love this. I wanted something that responded to what I was doing to make it a little more interesting. and I thought this projector would be really good. The video quality is bad on phone? It shouldn't be. This thing is streaming as high as I can get it for, while still being on ultra. For, ultra low lag. And she got her hand on the hollow keyboard. Video quality is horrible on phone. That's what I was referring to. Oh, see, a skill issue. No, it's also living in the observatory issue. So, yes. So, anyways, I stumbled onto this adorable avatar and just thought life as... That is true. We have... Everybody here at the observatory, we share just one router, which is amazing we can get anything done, to be completely honest. But yes, I stumbled onto her, and she wasn't expensive and absolutely adorable, but there wasn't a lot of content for her, and the person who created her does a slew of support, so I thought, oh, well, I should make something for her. Okay, I'm done with art now. These references I'm looking at are too good. Oh no, Andrew! You are a joy. You are a gentleman and a scholar for the most part. Alright, so I'm aware that this is horrific, but this is how it has to be. And this is only going to go downhill, just FYI. This is only going to get worse. Because there are going to be, I should probably forewarn this as a little bit of a trigger warning. There are going to be doll parts laying around. There are going to be, like, that kind of thing. And out of context textures. So if that type of thing bothers you, wander back in about 20 minutes and it should be fine. Since I'm mostly going to be testing textures for a little bit, and then I'll be able to actually bring them in and apply them and it'll be a non-issue. But I just want to warn anyone who's a little squicky about that type of thing, just out of respect, because I do understand some people are really weird about doll heads and doll hands and textures that are out of context or sideways or inverted and that type of thing. So I just want to anyone who's watching that, come back in a few minutes. Oh, hello! How are you? Oh my goodness, Cyrus, hello! I wasn't sure if you were going to drop by or not. I went ahead and gave you my link. I was just going down the line. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to give this to anyone who I think would want it. And I just gave it to everybody. Also, I can't talk and draw at the same time. And I'd rather hang out with you. Oh, that is so sweet, Andrew. I love my friends. I have such joyous people in my life. I am doing very well. And I did my piece about... Wait, where'd it go? I did my little piece about the trigger warning about doll heads. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think so. I don't even have the radio voice out today, but I can adjust that for you. So here it is. Here is the head. So let's see here. So right now I have a base skin by someone else. That is the downside of really small things, is when you zoom in, the light gets a little... Oh! Oh my goodness, gang's all here. Or almost all here. Everybody's here. This is fantastic. The bear has watched me do this before. So, first things first, yeah. You know what, we're gonna hop over into Psy, and I'm going to try to put this in symmetry, but symmetry gets really... It's really, really picky. Symmetry on Psy, it's based off of where you have the actual image aligned, not necessarily where you want it to be. It's a little picky. You have to go through and adjust it each time. And there's actually a reason I'm using Psy and not something else. Oh, and Ellie's here! You're just not leaving work. Oh my goodness, I hope you had a good day. Oh, the joys of using 2-decade-old program. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I love Psy, and it's the way it handles very specific things is why I like it. And it's really funny because Procreate, Psy, Photoshop, and the other one I can never remember the name of, they all do completely different things. And it's just sort of like, can't you guys just all sit down, have a discussion, and just make a master program that just works for everybody out of the box, please? I would deeply appreciate it. Thank you. Signed, Felis. What is the name of that program? Cyrus, you use it. What is the name of that? And Kazu, you used it too. Yeah, there's GIMP, and then what's the other one? The really expensive one. The really expensive one that's really good. I can never remember the name of it. Clip Studio, that's the one. Yeah, Clip Studio. I don't get along with it very well, and I've tried a couple of times. It does not like me. It really doesn't. Ugh. I wish we could just pick this line up and move it like in Procreate, and that would solve a lot of issues. And while at the same time, I do think it's kind of nice, really, that we can kind of adjust where we want it with where this is centered, that there is a charm to that. Okay, this is close enough. We're happy with this. There's a charm to this, but at the same time, if you don't even have like a basic idea of what you're trying to get up to, you're kind of up a river. Oh, thank you. But I don't care for Clip Studio. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Here, Caffeine, I will give you the tour of my avatar. He's very cute. I mentioned it earlier. I had just stumbled onto this adorable doll base, and it actually is supported. So often people make beautiful bases and then they don't support them or do anything with them or update them or make clothes, but this person made entire kits and exporters and bases and they even released the entire kit to actually make things for them or add-ons, and they just said here have the whole thing. And there it's also came with a follower version, so you have a little magic doll following you around, or you can carry her, and it just they went all in. I thought it was really cool. Very different. Oh, so, yeah, those are the bane of my existence, and I will never use either. Yeah. Clip Studio is just... Isn't her hair neat? Well, I have an idea to make more hair for these dolls. I know how to make well, as you all know, much to my ire, I do know how to make hair in Vroid. And I'm looking at this, and it's not too different than how the hair in Vroid behaves. So I'm wondering if I could make hair in Vroid, export it, make adjustments in Blender, and then import it into her blend file and apply her physics to it. And then boom, beautiful hair. And I already know how to texture them and adjust them and do all the things that need to be done. So she would have all sorts of cute hairstyles that's already rigged to her and ready to go. I think I'm clever. If it fits, it ships. That's right. Yes, exactly. Andrew, you see my train of thought. That is exactly my train of thought. All these file types align with each other, and they can be imported and exported, and they work together. So, why not? And how do you say no to this face? You can't. Just like any doll, she deserves to be spoiled and loved. So, there you go, Felis doll right here. Okay, so the main thing that I need is some cute eyeshadow, and I think I'm clever. So I want to do an eyeshadow that you can actually tint and make it whatever color you want. And that's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully I can get it to actually look and operate the way that I want it to. And if I can achieve that, that means people can apply it, and then they can just adjust the color however they want. However, getting it to actually look the way that I want is that's a whole other ballgame. And I have not done skins or makeup in quite some time, not since Lamplight released what is called the Zelda skin, which that had its own... That's actually right there is part of why Lamplight went on hiatus. There was a weird incident, a very strange incident that I never even got the full context of. You know how when sometimes drama happens around you and then you look up and you're just sort of like, wait, what happened? That's literally what happened. I released a very high quality skin for some other anime add-ons. And I guess some people were not thrilled about it. I still to this day, I don't know the context of it. I don't even know how much of it's actually true, but word got around to me that I guess it upset some skin makers. And rumor had it that someone said I was stepping on flowers, that I was getting involved in an industry that I did not belong in, that I was successful enough that I didn't need it. And I was just sort of like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I felt kind of bad. And done that, been caught in the eye of the been caught in the eye of the storm. Yeah, that's basically what happened. I was very confused. And again, I don't even know if this is 100% true. This was completely just word of mouth to me through just various sources. And I was just kind of blown away by it. And I was just like, what did I even do? What? Because I never paid attention to what everyone else was doing. I just stayed focused on my personal shop and what I enjoyed making and doing. Which I can understand where some people can take that as a slap in the face of like, oh, I'm not good enough for you to pay attention to me. But which I never meant it that way. I don't, and those of you who are here, you guys know very well that I don't pay a ton of attention to that type of thing. Yeah, it was like a TMZ kind of thing. I've just invented a new adversary for D&D. So, Xana, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You were one of the people that helped me research what on earth was going on. That was just such a piece of nonsense. It was bizarre, and there was just no reason for any of that to happen. And still to this day, I'm incredibly confused by it. I just never paid any attention. I just didn't. It just didn't. I don't want to say it didn't faze me, because obviously it did. I felt very bad because I didn't want anyone feeling that way. But I also didn't want to make any kind of public statement and make it worse, so I just ignored it, which I didn't know. Okay. Alright, no problem, Xana. As long as you are safe right now, that's what's important, but please, if it is an emergency, please make sure that you take a minute and if it's important, please take a minute and just, I know people always say just breathe, get water, blah blah blah. Okay, alright, so as long as it's not an emergency, oh my goodness. But no, that actually goes out to anyone. If you're in that type of situation, please, please, please just take a second and try to, try to refocus yourself. Alright, as long as you're safe, as long as you're okay. Alright. Anyways, so it was just this weird bit of drama that I never fully understood, and it was bizarre. If I'm just being completely honest, it was just very, very strange. So we're going to test these. we'll test this, I should say. Zooming in on these tiny things is always an adventure. Give me 1 second, and we are going to do... Yeah, I think it's all in the developer kit. Or I saved it, yes. Really? Alright. Should auto alpha for me. Okay, kind of did. Okay, so this is where the magic happens. If I've done this correctly, we should have... Boom! A nice eyeshadow. And then where this gets really cool... Ta-da! What'd you guys think? Okay, Andrew. So we have some nice lavender eyeshadow. So it looks like I could bring it down a bit at the top and more outward on the side. Now, what's cool, now this is the part that I love, is I can now make adjustments and changes here, and it'll affect there. Something else I really like is their UV map is just phenomenal. Thank you, Nai. I have a shameful amount of experience at this. But I won't lie, this does take time to get this type of thing right. So often when people complain about creators taking too long to make things, in some cases this is the type of thing they have to deal with. Where they have to go through and make these subtle adjustments to things. I was complaining about it before while working on my Venti, that it bothers me that it takes so long to do things, and something that my friend, another friend of mine said, they're not here right now, actually I think Fi's streaming at the moment, they said that it's okay. But, you know, everyone has their own style that they do things in. And just for me personally, I tend to be very meticulous. And it's alright to take, take a little longer. And boom! See, automatically adjusted for me. Needs to go down a bit lower. And there won't be clipping once it's finished. This is just from where I'm using two heads and smashing them together. So the main reason why I'm trying to make it align with the specific skin is I want this makeup to be universal. I want it to work with other skins just besides my own. I want to be as considerate to the user as I possibly can. I want them to be able to use this particular makeup with whatever skin they're using and just have fun with it. Yeah. And it will be it'll be really great, actually. And also, I have, as you can see that I went through and made every single skin tone I could possibly think of, and I named them after coffee flavors. It made sense to me. It just seemed nice, and then also, made space for everybody. Sometimes when I watch Felis do her thing, I think of Tron and the teams of people it took to do rudimentary versions of what she's doing with computers that filled rooms. Hers is the size of a shoebox. It's true. It's true. Alright, so we need to take a moment. I need to just, since I try to work this into every conversation ever, I'm gonna take a moment and talk about Ursa Magica, my Corsair 1, my absolute just wonderful, wonderful machine. I do have a Corsair 1 that was a... Ooh, egg rolls sound good. My absolutely beautiful machine that was a gift from Panda. It was my birthday gift, and it is the... I love this computer so much. And yes, originally we were doing everything on this kind of computer that we had pieced together with just bits and bobs that we had. And so if you look at some of my earlier streams, they were little... Well, some of you have seen them. Way more technical issues than what we have now, and in the end, that's what the problem with the sound was the parts of the computer were just dying. One day, literally what was it? 2 days before my birthday, I get this package, and it really did look like a shoebox. And I'm just sitting here thinking, what is this? Wait a minute, I think I know what this is. So here I am, I'm just standing on the deck of the observatory, just sort of looking one way then the other, and I bring this thing in, and it's not very heavy. And yes, there was a laptop, and there was a pieced together PC, and it was not the best. So I bring in this thing about the size of a shoebox, and I open up, and there it is. I pull out a Corsair 1, which is a very, very high-end machine, and I absolutely love it. Originally, I was going to bring Ursa Magica, that's the name of the machine, with me to DreamHack in December, but then I decided I do not want to risk my literal livelihood. And then there's Salty. Salty, I love you. Rest in peace, Salty. Salty is Kazu's laptop that runs on salt water and doesn't like anything. So Salty is very salty. Oh, but we like Salty. Salty eventually bit the dust entirely, if I remember correctly. And then I dismantled parts from the PC, and then the laptop I was using actually also died. So everything fell apart at the same time. Part one up for the barnacle box. That's exactly what that thing was. Oh my goodness, yes, that's exactly what that was. Oh. Oh. It'll let me, there we go. So yes, that is the epic of all these machines. However, everything pales in comparison to the beautiful, the lovely, the legendary, the one and only, the Malediction, which is Panda's machine. This thing, I don't even have words for that particular machine. How do we describe the Malediction without sounding completely insane? The Malediction is literally, it sounds like it's something you actually would interact with, like from Watch Dogs or it's insane, Andrew. The Malediction is insane. It's you've seen the specs of Ursa Magica, which is completely amazing. Somehow the Malediction blows Ursa Magica out of the water. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and it's a joy. And Panda, with your permission, I will get pictures of the malediction at some point, because it's also just beautiful. It just, the malediction just makes me so happy. But here is the thing. Nothing, in my heart, nothing can top Ursa Magica, though. I love my tiny, adorable little machine, and he does everything for me. I straight up rely on this machine because, well, mine is a little different because it's designed to be a workstation. It does what it's supposed to do, period. And oh, this is perfect. Actually, I could probably bring that in a little bit. I probably went out a little too far on the side. A little much. I'm just such a big fan of, like, the cat eye look, obviously. But, you know, I might as well do some eyeliners, too. It's like the trash can Mac Pro, but good. Andrew. I love that. I like that a lot more than I should. That's cute. Okay, I think this is good. I think we're good on the eyeshadow. Okay. So now we have to do something. Yeah. I just have just a random marker I made. No, get out of here. Need to excuse me, my chat is right over a lot of my control stuff. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it like that. I'm thinking about how I want to go about this. Because if I do it just in white, I can't really make it shiny. But I do have an idea. I could just apply a shine to the head. Yes, his machine is primarily Republic of Gaming. But it's intense. It's intense. And Nai's machine Arbok is amazing. And then Kato, Panda's wife and my sister-in-law, has Ekans. I'll beat you all in terms of CPU. Thank you. Yeah. These are all built and put together by Panda. He has immaculate taste in machines. Wait, what CPU do you have, Andrew? I know you bought something crazy, but I don't know the details. Or I did know the details at one point and forgot, which is the more likely case. How do I want to do this? Maybe I can try it this way and see how it looks. I may have to make actual lip colors so that it can look shiny and pretty and fluffy. Having a Threadripper workstation built for Phyllis. Oh, that's right, the Threadripper. We talked about that extensively. Yeah, Yes. Is it... Oh, wait, is it Threadripper or Thread... Yes, Threadripper. Yeah, the Corsair one ended up being absolutely perfect because it's a workstation and I can use it for gaming, which is phenomenal. It just sort of... Yeah, it just does exactly what I needed to do when... It's like it knows what I'm doing. It's so cool. And it knows how to allocate everything. It's just so nice. Especially if games rely more on one thing than the other, it's particularly good. Let's see how this... Oh, that is a nightmare. Alright, so I have to go more... There we go. Oh, stop flashing. Thank you. I love this. I love my little shoebox too. It's just so perfect. And he lights up and he's just beautiful. And I have... Andrew, you've seen my entire workstation. Everything is just beautiful and it's starlit and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And Ellie, do it! Do it! Print out some really super cute things to put on your case. Oh my goodness, I have to see. You should put that in your shop too. Ellie! Oh! I get a chance to show finally! Yay! Allie is opening a Shopify where she's putting up her 3D prints and jewelry and little cute things. And I'm pretty excited about it. I keep waiting for it. I'm like, Allie, is your shop open? Is your shop open yet? Tell me when your shop's ready. Do you have business cards? What are you doing? What are you making? I'm very, very excited. And she has the best photos for everything. She made a light box and it just looks fantastic. And I'm just so excited. Oh, I can't wait. Oh. See, I told you, Allie, I would shill you the very first opportunity I had. I'm just always so excited about the people I care about and their accomplishments and what they're doing. I was talking about it yesterday. That I just get so... Okay, the EIN, you said it's basically the social security number of a business. Do you have to talk to a bank to get that? Do you talk to the person you registered your LLC with? Oh, really? So you just got a light box. It's still... Your photos are fantastic. But yeah, to get your EIN, do you... Like, who do you talk to? Like, a registration office? Do you talk to the bank? Like, how do you even do that? And why is it taking so long? I wanted you to have it yesterday. I could just sit here and just gush about this type of thing. I'm aware of how incredibly dorky that is, but there's a part of me that really doesn't care. It's in business file for me. Okay, so I ended up... Okay, so you have to file for them to tell it to you, and then they get back to you, and they're like, okay, here you go. Here's your social security number for your LLC. Got it. But I want you to have it now. It's exciting. Allie's gonna be collabing with me for a couple things for this cute doll avatar, too. She also has a SecondLife shop. She owns Fort, which I can actually take you guys to in a little bit here and show that to you. Allie, do you want to meet me there? Can you? I can take a little break and show everyone Pillow Fort because it is simply beautiful. This is unfortunate. Yeah, I might have to make distinctive lip colors. So, you know what? Yeah, this is a good moment to go to Pillow Fort. And how I get there is pretty funny, actually. Oh, this is my little profile. And I have all my stuff here. That's us. Oh! Oh, you're still outside! I said I was gonna show them Pillow Fort, and if you wanted to meet me there. This is Allie's shop on Second Life. Actually, can I sit up here? That'd be pretty cute if I could. Yes! She primarily makes eyes and some other doodads. She's recently gotten into... I love this photo of us. I still have this avatar sitting around here somewhere, and I know she occasionally uses it. But I love her photos, too. There was one day... a random off-topic thing, but... gaming frequency? From AMD. I don't know. Panda, do you know what that is? Isn't this cute? Pardon our Stardust and Pillows. We made that together. There was one day I was going through a bunch of my supplies. And I had been teaching Allie about stuff here on Second Life. And I was going through a bunch of my supplies and Photoshop files. And I found this Photoshop file that had a bunch of eye markers. And she wanted to do something. You know, wanted to do something fun on Second Life. And I hand this to her and I'm like, Allie, you draw eyes really, really beautiful. Why don't you try drawing eyes on Second? This is pretty. When did you put this in? When did you put in the pretty fish tank? I don't remember this being here. Because she draws gorgeous eyes, and I told her, why don't you try making eyes? And that's what she did. That's what she started doing, was making eyes. And they are absolutely gorgeous. If they will load. I guess this has something where it overclocks the CPU when gaming is running, or marketing PS. That is true, it's... gaming frequent... That just sounds like a bunch of techno-babble. I really like these. Actually, I like all of them. I would recommend her eyes into next week. What's really cool is some of her eyes... I help her do some of the programming for them. Some of her eyes will also work for anime heads. Actually, speaking of which, Allie, we could... Yeah, here's your eclipse eyes that you were adjusting for the, Yeah, I did not notice your fish tank till just now. I don't know how I did not notice that. We could totally make... I can totally help you. We were talking about this. Adjust these for the Lucy doll. I think that'd be very cool. And... these are pretty. So yeah, this is her little shop. Her shop is very chill. And I do have a location here. Isn't this just beautiful? I do have a location here at Pillow Fort. There she is, the legend! Glowing into next week. Yeah, this is our current madness is running around with these dolls. Stealth fish tank deployed. Yeah, she immediately got one of the dolls too. She knows how to use Fabulous Designer. And so I was like, well, I know how to do the weight adjustments and weight painting and all this kind of thing, and you know how to use Fabulous. And I can't always be bothered to mesh things. Do you want to just slam those two skills together and make things? And so that's what led to this magnificent moment that you see before you. And my location here at Polestar is what it's actually called. Isn't this place beautiful? She set this up. This is all her work. She puts together absolutely beautiful areas. So my what's technically it's kind of weird because this would be technically it's a satellite, but at the same time it's the main store, but at the same time the main store is the satellite. It's kind of weird. And I haven't moved in yet. And I'm putting together an umbrella to use here for the Starry Rain, which is also very beautiful. She set that up as well because she's a genius. So, yeah, mine is... I have nothing here, but I do have this. But I will show you the other main store, satellite store, in just a moment here. I passed right through it, and I should have showed this off. Well, I mean... Ellie, you had really good luck with Marvelous out of the gate. Crazy lady. Look at this cute little, like, area with our signs. I just think it's just precious. Probably need to tone down the glow on mine a little bit, but... Isn't this nice? This is actually the landing point for the two shop. It looks like this. Like, how fancy is this? But eventually it's gonna have a little umbrella giver. It's nice. Alright, Allie, I'm going to head over to the current lamplight shop if you want to go over there with me. And I'm just gonna go back to the studio. I just wanted you to pop in. I just needed everyone to see. Well, I wanted you to be here for your area, and not to mention just look at you. You are amazing. Oh, I didn't have it set at midnight. Yeah, midnight everything glows. This is the current lamplight. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I've been making things for a very, very long time. This is maybe a quarter of what I've made over time. And then I remove things over time or put things on the marketplace, and a lot of things are gone. Welcome back, Andrew. I'm glad you have your snackies. But yeah, this is just a teeny tiny bit of what I've made. Did my thing go through? Is she here? Where'd she go? Oh yeah, there she is. Girl. But what I love is and there's the plant. I just like this planet thing. I just think it's cute. This took me forever to make. And then what's really interesting is if you zoom out, it's actually a neat little planetary orb thing. And then I like this. We are all made of stardust. I mean, we are. Moonchild. Oh yeah. But a lot of what I need to show you what your store looks like for me right now. Oh, let me see. I need to see this. Oh, wow. That's really interesting. Okay, I will set it to midnight. Just so I can see that. My shop looks super interesting at midnight. out. Ooh. It looks so glittery. Check this out. You with your little glow stick. Yes. Felis tends to delete things if she feels like it's even remotely subpar or outdated or icky, and then it's gone forever. There was about, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, over half of the Lamplight lexicon evaporated. There were some people who were not exactly impressed by that. Um, and I actually did get I actually got note cards saying, "Where's this item? What happened to this item? Please bring this item back." It's like, oh no. So I had to go through and make appliers for a few things and bring them back for a while. Oh, Fum Fum! I love Fum Fum so much. Oh, I can't wait to see the doodles. So, yeah. This ended up becoming a bit more about exploring Second Life a little bit, even if it's just talking about my shop. And look at this wild card. Ellie, you are a creature. You are just a creature, and I love you, and I will always love you. Look at this adorableness. I like my friends. I have nice friends. Thank you, guys. This is a good day. This is a very good day. But yes, the deleting because it's outdated or yucky habit is one I'm trying very, very hard to break. It's not a good habit. Sometimes, you know, leaving your own breadcrumbs and seeing where you once have been, it's important so that you know where you've been, where you're going, and have a stronger understanding of what you're up to. And not to mention, and it's not that I even got a air quotes cringe idea from any of this stuff. It's just that, hey Paige, you want to come with me back to the studio, or are you heading out? It's not even that I got a air quotes cringe feeling from any of it. I just felt like it wasn't worth anything anymore. Which, in a sense, that's even worse. The fact that I was just completely complacent with my previous work, that it meant nothing to me. That I didn't even feel bad about it. That's kind of horrifying when you think of it that way. That it was just sort of like, oh, no one will notice this if it's gone. Oh, no. Oh. Here. Nope. You can join me back in the studio. Actually, I don't think you've seen the build studio. My little dance studio of happiness. So the corners of the mouth need to go up a little bit. But yeah, just assuming that no one would notice and no one would pay much mind was that was a big mistake. Just assuming your work has absolutely no impact on anyone and no one's going to care or notice. No, that is absolutely not the case. And in fact can be a massive slap in the face to some people and incredibly disrespectful. It can accidentally hurt them, especially people who look upon your work with any type of adoration. It's just not good. It's not good at all. So now I make it a point to only delete things if I've made a massive, legitimate faux pas or if there's an actual mistake. And even then, I make it a point to go back, fix the mistake, and re-upload it or whatever have you. In fact, I have a... Whoa, that is not great. You look so cute. Crazy lady. So, I don't know. I guess that's the philosophy lesson of the day, is treat yourself with the same dignity that you treat other people, and don't be so complacent with yourself. That is something I've certainly had to learn the hard way. Really? This is what we're gonna do? Okay, there we go. Actually, there. Turned off touch. I'm using a Wacom, and it also has like touch sensors, which is wonderful when you want them, but not so great when you don't. I feel like this is still a little goofy looking. I know the bear always notices when a piece of my work disappears. He does not like it. And, pieces of my artwork have magically, appeared back out of the trash can also, even. So... And I know that part of it is my complacency with it. It's not a matter, like I mentioned, it's not about like, oh, that's cringy, that's gross. It's just more of like, this is not my peak. Toss. It's a little. I realized one day that it's a little creepy. More than a little creepy, actually. Okay, so the shape is a little better. So it's mostly the quarters now. So yeah, there are things that just magically reappear that were tossed, or they get retrieved in some way. It definitely is a certain, it's a feeling, that's for sure. But you know, I think everyone has stuff like that they need to work on. But I'm proud that I learned to recognize that eventually for myself. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Now, isn't that cute? Now, it looks like the Cupid's bow is a little extreme still, and the bottom lip could come down slightly, maybe? Very slightly, the bottom lip could come down. But now I have a marker, which is like this little shady area here. As for how I learned to cope with not undercutting myself and being complacent, I just sort of had to step back one day and realize, no, this is very noticeable when I do this, and there are people who like and respect my work, and if I saw someone else doing that, I would side-eye them a little bit. I would be very curious as to why they felt the need to do that. And, you know, that whole same drawing 2 years later kind of thing. You know, it's actually pretty important. That's the best advice I can give on something like that. And, you know, practice is important, but at the same time, being happy with where you're at and your current style is also very important, and recognizing that type of thing. This looks pretty cute. What do you guys think? This is all in the same layer right now, but normally you could have like the lips be a different color than the eyeshadow. And I could probably go ahead and do that. Let's take a look at that and actually get a slightly better idea. I'm probably going to add some very, very light shading to these. Just enough to give it a little bit of depth when they're actually applied. Or something like this. Good. Yeah, I think it's pretty cute. And then I'm going to go through and make some tintable blush and eyebrows and that type of thing. And just make a whole, like, you know, some eyeliner and just a whole little kit. And then, yes, literally I had actually asked Kazu what would be the best ways to name the skin colors. And we went through a bunch of different things. He actually recommended, at first we thought maybe using the, you know, latitude numbers. You know, like we're very literally different, you know, people of various skin tones would be coming from in the first place. And it's like, well, that went out. That got very complicated very quickly. Yeah, Ali recommended hex codes. That got a little wild, but at the same time I loved it. And then I decided I'm going to make a whole other set of skins that are going to have very interesting skin tones. I like Ovaltine. But then, Kazu mentioned, why don't you just call it as you see it? You know, just like literally just name everything, you know, just the skin tone that they go by. But then I had noticed a certain pattern. A lot of skin colors, you know, line up with coffee. Like, I had noticed that. Like, he is an almond skin tone. Like, Kazu actually is. That's the name for it. It's almond. I would be called cream because I have because of my medical issue. I have translucent skin, obviously. And then I was noticing, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Vanilla skin tends to be, you know, like the peachy white skin that a lot of people see. And then there's the oat skin. I'm like, wait a minute. And then there's toffee, and then black skin. Then there's golden skin. I'm like, wait a minute, this mocha. I'm like, this is just coffee flavors. So that's just what I named them. I just named all the skin tones what people tend to go by. And Latitude was very, very clever, and I thought the hex was really clever. And then when Kaz was like, oh, just call it whatever, you know, what people normally call themselves, and that's what I did, and this is what I got. And now we have, these are the macchiato skins. So that's what we get. It's just fine. I guess it's fine. Oh. It's just, you can't... Yeah, well, for this, it's olive or almond. I've seen both. Yes, you do need to name yours, Andrew. But yes, I have golden, almond, and oat. But almond ended up being exactly your skin tone, Kazu. This one. I should know because I have done tone matching on Captain Kazuma so many times. Seeing as I'm his model mommy, I have to. I think Kaz is more olive than almond. Then I have... Yeah, I think he's somewhere between here and here. So maybe I should add another one. Because when I did more tone checking, he was almost exactly this almond color. I will retone everything if need be, but the point being is I wanted to be as inclusive and as down-to-earth about everything as I possibly could with the skin tones. because I think that's absolutely necessary. And yes, Allie, you need to name your compy too. Then we'll have our entire crew. Everyone will have their cute named compies. Yeah, I'm doing my best to make sure that the skin tones are appropriate for everyone. But I thought that was kind of cute that I was noticing that a lot of just general skin tones, what people call it, happen to be coffees. First I thought it was kind of nuts, and then I asked Kazu, I'm like, Kazu, and I named them off, and he's like, yeah, that's right. I'm like, those are all coffee names. It was just a very interesting incident. I thought it was kind of cute. So I'm trying to think, how would I go about... Actually, where do I have Kazu's skin saved? I could pull his out and do a tone check. Yeah, coffee! Well, think about it, you know, when we are looking at skin tones. Black, toffee, mocha, golden, almond, oat, vanilla, cream. Those are coffee things. I'm a coffee fiend too. Coffee is life. And I wanted to be inclusive and do it in a way that was respectful and to the point. And use terminology that people tend to refer to themselves with. But then when I had noticed that it lined up with coffees, I just found that very cute. So I just rolled with it. What I get referred to often, and I've always been a little about it, but I'm fine with it. Demosha shape? That sounds amazing. I get referred to as alabaster, which is a type of marble, which is exceptionally pale. I was always a little iffy about being told I had alabaster skin. I mean, I don't mind. I'm not going to correct a person who says it. I don't actually mind, but it always felt kind of strange to me. But then when I saw that the general term for it was cream, I felt much better about it. I thought that was kind of neat. So, yeah, there you go. So, I'm hoping that maybe by using this terminology, it might also help other people who kind of struggle with that terminology. You know, regardless of what their tone is. That's my intent, and hopefully that comes across as such. And if not, I'd be more than happy to change all the tones to numbers or whatever, but I feel like numbers dehumanize. It's very strange. It's such a tightrope to walk that type of thing, but my tint is completely within that, to do something kind and keep things accessible and nice, and in this case a little fun too. It's like, oh, it's coffee themed, Starbucks. And even though Starbucks is, you know, but you get the idea, and be very cute. I know, I don't like numbers for that type of thing. It just feels so gross. So I thought that maybe just simply coffee. You know, almost everyone loves coffee. And those who don't like coffee, there's water and tea and, you know, pop and things like that. You know, but most people enjoy coffee. And, you know, at least I've met people who, even if they didn't like coffee or the smell of coffee, they love the aesthetic of coffee and that type of thing. So I thought that would be nice. I think I remember you mentioning that, Allie. Is it your grandma that hates even the smell of coffee? Where she's just like, absolutely not, nope. Because I remember that. I remember somebody saying that they had someone in their life that just could not handle coffee and just wanted nothing to do with it. Glow stick explosion. Yep, that's your grandma. Yeah, I remembered correctly. porcelain coffee cup. That's exactly how I should make the packaging for this. A cute little coffee cup that they hold. And that's how they apply it or open the package for the Bakes on Mesh. Bakes on Mesh is where you just click on a texture and it applies it for you. And it just slaps it onto it. I'm hit and miss with coffee. I prefer tea personally, but I think coffee smells good. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's Allie's grandma. The first time I ordered coffee around here, you would have thought I had lit a cigarette. Porcelain, that would have been a good name too. Porcelain, I don't mind. But yeah, I think a little porcelain coffee cup for the packaging for this would be very cute. How long does it take for bruises to go away? That, funny enough, since we're talking about skin, that applies to it. Depends on how unhappy your skin is. It depends on how thin it is and a few different things, because bruises are bleeding just under your skin. Andrew, for someone like you and I, it can take sometimes a couple months for a bruise to go away. For someone like Kazu, it takes about a week to 2 weeks. Good luck. Same thing with scratches and other wounds. It can sometimes take a couple of months. With autoimmune stuff, strap in, my friend. I am going full Sojiro on us. Oh, how nice. One moment. There we go. So actually, this would be a really, really good note to end everything on. Thank you everybody for stopping by, and I've appreciated it so much. Oh, the bruises from where they try to take blood. That might take a little while. So do take care of yourself. Apply some, I believe it's ice. I think you ice the area, if I remember right. Bruises like that take a fair amount of time to go away on me, that's for sure. But yes, I did not mean to get so philosophical on such deep subjects today, but, you know, that is what you guys kind of signed up for. So, well, thank you everyone for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this. I will probably be working on this more on Wednesday, and I think that's about it. So we might have more Second Life nonsense on Wednesday, or something else. Nah, you've had some radical bruises from paintball, my goodness. I hope you guys have enjoyed this in some way or another. I'm trying to think the worst bruising I've ever had. Yeah, it was from a blood draw, and I had some pretty nasty ones. Actually, no. I know what the worst bruise I ever had. I got a black eye from Dusky. She bit me on the hull of my eye on the eyebrow, and I had a black eye for about a month. She was upset. She was scared for me, and I think she was trying to pull me away from what was upsetting me, and she just latched on there. It was pretty funny. I do remember that night, and it was pretty bad. It looked like she got into a River City fight. Paintball is not dangerous, yet incredibly dangerous at the same time. It's Allie in the background with her glow stick. Alright everyone, thank you so much for stopping by, and for those of you who have stumbled onto this particular broadcast, thank you for joining me, and I do hope that I phrased everything correctly while talking about skin tones and that type of thing. I do not feel that I have, you know, this is not my platform to even be talking about it, but all I can say is that I am doing my best, and that is all I can do, and that I am speaking to people um, about this type of thing. I've roped Kazu into this many, many, many times, and he's been a wonderful, wonderful person to help me out with it. So a lot of this that I'm doing is completely his idea, which makes me really happy. But I just, I want to do the right thing and help people out. This adorable doll deserves to be enjoyed by everybody. Oh, Kazu, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. Look at her! She's adorable! I just think everybody should, just like in real life, you can order a doll in any skin tone. Why, anyone should be able to have her in any skin tone. That sounds so soppy and yeah, but I'm just trying to do something nice, okay? Yeah. If nothing else, the good intent is there, and I'm always willing to have that conversation with anybody, and willing to make changes where it's necessary. And from what I've gathered, that is what most people are asking for, and I don't think it's much to ask. At all. Okay. And that is that. Coffee house philosophy done. Take care, everyone.